Hi friends, I'm ready to do my February TBR and I am really excited. So I did a TBR for January and my TBRs, sometimes like in the past, I haven't really stuck to them. I did stick to them in January and January ended up being a really good reading month for me. So we're going to stick with the pattern that's working. I'm going to do a February TBR, and it's mainly based off the prompts from the different year-long readathons that I'm doing, which I'll link below kind of my goals and the year-long reading challenges that I'm doing. I've added to. So yeah, that's a thing. And then some of my goals. So I have a book that's actually going to meet 4 prompts or goals. It meets my goal of reading a book of the month book every month. It meets a prompt on Melinda at A Web of Stories, her reading challenge, which is a year-long reading challenge, but not month specific. So there's prompts and you can meet all the prompts in 1 month or read one a month, however you want to do it, I guess. But it meets one of her prompts. It meets a prompt for Chantel Reads All Days, Read Your Shelves Challenge. I'm getting all these words mixed up in my head. And then it also meets the cover prompt for the Buzzword Readathon or Buzzword Challenge cover that's hosted by Books and Lala. And that is Swimming Lessons by Claire Fuller. It's a book of the month. It's an old book of the month. I don't think I got this from Book of the Month. I think I got it from like a library sale, but still, it's a book of the month. I want to read them all. The prompt it meets for Melinda's readathon is read a backlist book by a favorite author. And I have enjoyed Claire Fuller's more recent works, and so this is one of her backlist books from 2016. The prompt for Chantel Reads All Day is 3 or more objects on the cover. So we've got the ocean, we've got a person, we've got the sky. I'm going to count that as 3 different objects on the cover. And then for the Buzzword cover challenge is a silhouette. So let's find out what this is about because I forget. Ingrid Coleman writes letters to her husband Gil about the truth of their marriage. But instead of giving them to him, she hides them in the thousands of books he's collected over the years. When Ingrid has written her final letter, she disappears from a Dorset beach, leaving behind her beautiful but dilapidated house by the sea, her husband, and her 2 daughters, Flora and Nan. 12 years later, Gil thinks he sees Ingrid from a bookshop window, but he's getting older, and this unlikely sighting is chalked up to senility. Flora, who has never believed her mother drowned, returns home to care for her father and to try to finally discover what happened to Ingrid. But when Flora doesn't realize is that the answers to her questions are hidden in the books that surround her. So, sounds interesting. Hiding letters in thousands of books. Yes, yeah, that's a good way to, start a mystery. So the Buzzword reading challenge is Books and Lala, and the prompt is a keyboard key. And I was looking around. I'm sure I could find one, another one, but I think I really want to go with this one. And this is The Biography of X. X is a keyboard key, by Catherine Lacey. And it's about, so X is the name of an artist, writer, polarizing shapeshifter falls dead in her office, and her widow, CM, hurls herself into writing a biography of the woman she deified. Cannot see. On a quest to find out where X was born, CM instead opens a Pandora's box of secrets, betrayals, and destruction. All the while, she immerses herself in the history of the Southern Territory, a fascist theocracy it's been a long day. Theocracy that split from the rest of the country after World War II, and which finally, in the present day, is being forced into an uneasy reunification. Do I really want to read this right now? I do. I've heard about this since it came out, and back when we had our independent bookstore crawl, I got this as a free book at one of the stores, and I've read Catherine Lacey before, so yeah, I'm really curious to read that one. Then for Ben Reads Good's Read Good Challenge, the prompt is February, which is to read a book by an author from Australia. I think is the I don't know if it includes New Zealand. I think he just said Australia. I don't know. I'd have to check, but I'm doing Australia. And this is a book, Body Friend, by Catherine Braben, who this was recommended to me by Hannah Mae, who I'm part of her Patreon group, but she doesn't put out videos anymore, but she had a great YouTube channel and now has a great Instagram and Patreon. This is about a woman with chronic illness and the circular nature of recovery. So in the wake of a major operation, a 28-year-old woman with chronic illness has 12 weeks to heal, or rather to acclimate to her new body and prepare herself to leave the routines, comforts, and interiority of her convalescence. In the hydrotherapy pool, she meets Frida, a young woman who looks strikingly similar to her and is also in the state of recovery. But Frida sees her chronic illness as something to overcome and her body as something to control. She adores the pool and pushes the narrator and herself toward an active life, relentlessly pursuing and the prevailing narrative of illness followed by recovery. And then there's another woman as well. So it's several women with chronic illness, and their different kind of approach to treatment and recovery, which is a topic that is of very big interest to me as someone with a chronic illness. And this idea of recovery is so different for everyone and is approached differently. The author, Catherine Braben, lives and works in Melbourne, Australia. And you know what? I'm just having a hard time reading today. One of the reading challenges that I added that I had not mentioned in my original goals and reading challenges is the Savage Prompts, which is hosted by Louise Savage and Simon Savage. Simon Savage's channel is Savage Reads, and his mom's channel is Louise Savage Musings. I'll link everybody below. Their prompt for February is savage. Is just a word, and just the word savage, and you can interpret it however you want to. This is a book that I just hauled at the end of December when I went to my sister's, and I had that great interaction with a bookseller at one of the independent bookstores there. And when I was filming that book haul, I realized that this is, for me, the perfect time to read it. And that is Tiffany McDaniel, On the Savage Side. I know this is going to be really hard-hitting, really emotional. It's about twins born 1 minute apart. Their bond is nurtured by their grandmother's stories, and they disappear into their imaginations. And then it also goes into the two sisters can't escape generational ghosts that haunt their family. Growing up in the shadow of their rural Ohio town, the sisters cling tightly to each other. Years later, one of them wrestles with the memories of her early life, just as a local woman is discovered drowned in the river. Soon more bodies are found. As her friends disappear around her, she is forced to reckon with the past while the killer circles closer. I've heard Tiffany McDaniel is an incredible writer. I do have her other book. Betty is one of my book of the month books that I haven't read yet. So I'm really looking forward to this. I really hope I love it. Although when I say love it, love the writing, it's going to be hard-hitting book with a little bit of a mystery in there as well. So those are kind of the main fiction books I'm gonna read. I will put up a picture of my one book club book. Is a book that I have on NetGalley, and that is Paper Cut by Rachel Taff. That is my in-person book club, and we are going to have the author at the book club meeting. And then Krista, Books and Jams, her Patreon book club book is The House of Eve, I think is the title, by Shakitha Johnson. I may have butchered the title and her name, but I'm going to put a picture right here. I've reserved a copy at my library. One of my other goals is to read a nonfiction book every month, and I've got a couple of options on my pile. I'm not really sticking to picking one, making myself pick one right now, because they're both kind of calling to me, and maybe I'll read them both. One of them is All About Love, New Visions by Bell Hooks. I've never read anything by Bell Hooks except for essays online. The word love is most often defined as a noun, yet we would all love better if we used it as a verb, writes Bell Hooks as she comes out fighting and on fire in All About Love. Here, at her most provocative, intensely personal, the renowned scholar, cultural critic, and feminist skewers our view of love as romance. In its place, she offers a proactive new ethic for a people and a society bereft with lovelessness. She uses her incisive mind and razor-sharp pen to explore the question, what is love? So, seems appropriate for February. And then the other one that was kind of calling to me is one that I have started before and haven't gotten very far into. I just get distracted. And this is Living Buddha, Living Christ by Thach Han. I never say his name right. And this is just kind of a look at like a dialogue looking at Buddha and Christ, and their legacy of teaching and practices. I'm curious to see where he goes with this, and see how it fits in with my faith and my understanding of Christ. So we'll see. We'll see how I like that. So those are kind of the ones I'm thinking about. Now, I did mention there's a readathon that I am going to participate in It is February 16th through the 22nd. And that is the mini Deck of TBR-a-thon, which is hosted by Becca at Becca Books and Bujo and Chloe at Always Booked. And I printed this off at work, so it's not in color. But it's basically, we've done this the last couple of years. It's based off of Becca's TBR game. And you use cards, and each card corresponds to a prompt. And then you can also choose your points. There's 1 point, 3 points, and 5 points. This one, mini Deck of TBR-a-thon, is not a competition. The Deck of TBR-a-thon official, full size, mini, full size, I don't know, is a competition between the black team and the red team. But this is just kind of like a mini one in the middle. It's about 6 months from the other one, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to do this as a reading vlog at the week it is, which is February 16th through the 22nd. I don't know how many I'll actually read. It'll probably only be 1 or 2 that week, but we'll see. So that's it for February, I think. Or my February plans. There's always something that could happen and something that'll pop up. Oh, I did remember one of them. I did remember. So I think I'm also going to be doing a buddy read with Brittany at Brittany Loves Reading. We are going to buddy read The Murder of Mr. Wickham by Claudia Gray. I love all things Jane Austen. I have wanted to read Claudia Gray. I can't remember if I've read anything by her or if I've just had her books on my mind of Jane Austen inspired retellings that I would like to read. So we'll be doing that. I'm not sure when, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that is all my plans for February. February is a short month. Let me know in the comments below what you're going to read, if you're going to participate in mini Deck of TBR-a-thon or anything else in February. Please consider subscribing and click the like button. And yeah, I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.